out there, right? You could probably name 20, 30 off the top of your head. But there's very few that I think that reign dominantly like volume would be one of them, in my opinion. I kind of mentioned it earlier. I'm sure some people can speak quite a long time on volume, but any stock or coin that you trade needs volume, right? I know personally, like one of my own rules for me is I don't trade a coin that's less than 1,000 Bitcoins volume for that day. You know, that might be really low or might be really high for somebody, but personally, that's just what I feel comfortable with. Volume is important because volume is the amount of shares that are exchanged, exchanged hands for that day or whatever that time period is, or amount of coins for that 24-hour period, right? So I wrote a few things down here so I don't mess it up, but like I said, volume is the amount of shares, stocks, or coins, crypto, traded in a lot of time frame. So you can see it down here on, again, this is a screenshot from Poloniex, that the volume's down here. So you will see, again, that the volume, there's a surge in volume here when there's a surge in price, right? The price is trying to break this resistance right here that we'll get into. So there's a lot of transaction here and it gets knocked back down and the volume goes up here again at the same time. And a couple things are taking a dig now, hey. Just got a LTC dropping, a couple things dropping, huh? But probably BCH is unaffected by this downturn right now. And on that note, that's a perfect time for a tangent that if you are a newer trader and you are terrified of pullbacks such as what is happening with a few things right now, don't be. Just have a couple extra dollars sitting in your bank account and just throw some money in there. Never, this is so much easier said than done, but when something's pulling back, try not to get scared, try not to get worried, and just try to envision it as a time to buy in at a cheaper. I always just try to think of it as a fire sale. You know, don't ever freak out. I mean, if you got a plan, stick to it. If you have a stop loss, execute it. But, you know, if you're going big and you're going to go long or you're doing whatever you want to do and it pulls back, you know, either execute your plan and get out or hold on, right? HODL, right? Hold on for dear life and just hold on to it and don't worry about it pulling back, and throw some more cash in there and lower your average, right? So, as I already pointed out, you can see volume here. And if there's low volume, your purchase or your sale may not go through. So that's a super important note to make, right? And I know I'm probably going over a few things here a couple times, and that's fine. I just want to make sure I hit some things home. And volume is one of those just really, really important things, in my opinion, and I think in a lot of traders' opinions. So, for example, say you're trading a stock that's a $1 penny stock, and the price is dropping, and you have a stop loss set at 95 cents. And right now, I'm assuming everybody knows what that is, but that's an automatic limit purchase for 95 cents, so that your sale will go through at that time period, right? So you have a stop loss or a stop limit set for 95 cents. If that price is dropping really quick, as penny stocks do or coins do, and it goes through that 95 cent, yeah, it'll trigger. Yeah, the system will try to sell your coin or your stock, but if there's no volume, it is not going to sell. I don't care. The system doesn't care that you set a stop limit at 95 cents. You need volume. You need buyers and sellers. You need more of them. If there's no buyer for that 95 cent sell, it's not going to work. It's not going to go through, right? So that's something really important to consider. And on the inverse of that, much like everything we're talking about on TA has, you know, a reciprocal, right? So for every positive, there's a negative, and every negative is a positive, right? Bulls and bears. So if you're trying to sell something at $1.05 and you have a limit sell, above to make some green, if there's not a buyer there and it's moving too quick or it's dropping from 110 to 105, it's not going to sell. So you need to trade with volume. If you take anything away from this, I really hope you take that away. Thanks, JJ, for pointing out that BCH is now 32.29 as my LTC and other currencies are dropping. I really appreciate that. But I really do hope some of you guys got in on that. No, that's super cool. That's going to be awesome that they're on Coinbase now there. Now Coinbase will break again for the next day or two, so hopefully you guys aren't trying to do anything. So any more questions on volume? I'm going to pause here for a second and see if there's any questions here at all. I'm looking over my notes here, and there's actually a couple things I want to put out if anybody doesn't have any questions at all. I just want to talk about if there's a breakout or a breakdown. An increase in volume is obviously very important, but it should also be used in conjunction with the support and resistance that we're going to go over next. So I always just need price and volume together. Like, they go hand in hand. So just always watch that. And I would probably say that if a stock or a coin or whatever breaks out without volume, essentially a lack of an increase of volume, then I would be very weary of getting into that trade right now.